Hello everybody and welcome to episode 14 of my Beastman Let's Play. Just got a little freeze there. Okay, we're just going straight into an end turn here. Now we are about to, well, we're probably going to hit the dwarves, the orcs. The dwarves, because they are quite strong here. But we're also going to head up and smash this last Borderlands settlement. I believe it's their last settlement. Now, obviously, they could have something somewhere else. However, this all down here is Telia. At some point, I do need to take out the dwarfs for my end mission, which is going to be fun, because I think they're quite big now. And they're possibly the people who are going to get me dragged to other continents the best, because they could potentially... Ooh, there's more Wood Elf armies coming out of the woodwork down there, so I want to be a little bit careful about them as well. However, right now... Sorry, I was coughing again, guys. So right now it's just a matter of poking things, and I'm going to start working my way towards the Empire as well, just to see what's going on up there. Hopefully there's not been too much confederating going on, because that could cause me problems, unsurprisingly. I also want to hopefully get rid of this little agent who's been following around prodding my armies, because he's already wounded me once, and if he keeps prodding me, he's going to keep wounding all of my units. That's something I want to... See? He's going to keep wounding my units. Which is going to get really annoying very quickly. Okay, we're going to hit this dwarf settlement because it's been left alone. Oh, no, actually, we don't want you to be the one going in first, because you be hurting. So you can go in first. Oh, you can't actually go in first. Okay, you can go in first. And it is now a nice, easy auto, though this army is getting a little low. I'm going to take the gold this time. So we do want to potentially, well, at some point soon, we do want to just do a little bit of getting this guy's back up to full strength. But we're in no real rush to do that. I don't think I've got any horde-wide ones up here. And Malagor has leveled up again. I think we've got most of the magic I want from him. I can buff up these ones a little bit, so I'm probably going to start pushing down this. I might come back to that one, because I've not really been using that spell at all. Oh, that's a good one. So that's negatives to enemy leadership. Oh, but we do have these, which are really good as well. So starting them out an extra speed. I'm also going to buff up my reserves of however, because that's very good for when I am fighting, obviously. Makes sense. Okay, and now we're going to start pushing up to Karak Izor to finish off the horrible border princes who keep poking me with their nasty agents. And once we smash that, we'll move on up into the dwarf lands here, do a bit of damage, and then move up into the Empire, because I do have my quest battle, which requires me to go up into the Empire to get myself my next buff. Well, it's to get me my mission item. So there's a quest battle and mission for that, and then I can start clearing out them. So it's going to be moving in, smashing the humans, or smashing the Empire, and smashing the dwarfs at some point as well. No, Mr. Queek, I do not want a military alliance. He seems to keep asking for military alliances. He doesn't get that I don't want one. So I think that's just going to keep being thrown at me no matter what I do. Okay, so once all these guys are finally done, I am on fastest, aren't I? Yes. I don't like doing the double time simply because you end up missing stuff close to you. Right, so one of my heroes is back. Okay, so let's just have a look. So this, to win, I've got to defeat all of these factions. Now, the fact that these guys appear as defeated already probably means they've merged in, and then I've got to win a battle, so... I've earned the amount I need from raiding anyway. Okay, so... let's go have some fun. Let's encircle you. I'm going to wait. I'm going to play this one very nice and safe. And I'm going to wait for all of my armies to get up here before I hit here. Including my 2 Bray herds, even though they are getting a bit weaker now. And then we'll smash here. We'll jump up into here and smash here. They'll probably rebuild for a second. And I'm going to move on Karak Izor and Karak Bufdar. However I pronounce that, because they've been there since the start of the game. They've been held by them from very early on. So well, certainly Karak Izor will be a very strong settlement, but it's also going to get me a lot of monies, which is why I'm going to hit it. And it might even mean, no, I don't want a military alliance with you, especially as you are falling over from the dwarfs who are confederating like anything. This is one of the reasons why, sounds daft, there is a non-confederation mod. In fact, there's a few non-confederation mods out there, and I do quite like them because it kind of stops these instant superpowers things, so it stops them growing too fast too quickly. Now, we've just had a hotfix actually, so before that, actually being able to get yourself very big very quickly by confederating was good because it meant you could deal with chaos quite easily. However, now chaos, I believe the way the hotfix works is that chaos will come when you get to a certain size or a certain amount of power. So actually it's gonna, so that the fact that confederating too quickly could make them come earlier when you're not necessarily actually prepared for them. So it could be an interesting thing. Okay, so we've got the Dark Moon. Well, that's good. I can replenish all of my units, but I am taking quite a big hit to horde growth. But that's only for 2 turns. So I'm going to take that one here. Oh my god. Right, you are getting thoroughly poked. Okay, we're getting up there. We've got quite a nice chunk of cash now. Now I'm on negative now for this, so wow, everything is expensive now. Now this is nice. I'm going to be getting these guys fully up again straight away because of that buff, which is nice.
Malagor,
this is infuriating, and
I serve no master.
So the border princes obviously have somewhere else still somewhere, probably over here somewhere, but they've got something left, and I haven't actually quite finished them off yet. But I can leave them alone. I'm going to jump next turn up to Karak Hiran, and then we're going to move to the next the Karak Izor and smash that, and then we'll go and start prodding the empires of the empire of, well, the empire. It's not the empire of anything, it is just the empire. So we'll go start prodding them and burning through them as well after causing some more damage to the dwarfs around here. And that is the only reason why actually it might be useful for me allying with some of these people. Certainly the orcs. I could ally with the orcs and go over and start knocking some dwarven settlements over actually, which would help them. However, again, I'm not that bothered by that because actually, we'll see. The dwarfs are probably going to be my hardest thing to defeat, and they are certainly, I can certainly see they're getting big already. I don't know how many other dwarf factions they've confederated with. My worry is that they're going to confederate with people over the other side as well, which would make them very difficult to deal with. Right, I want to be a little careful of these guys. So we are going to beast path over here. As are we. Especially as we're going to be back at full health next turn. But we have lost a couple of units in this army. I can't recruit anything yet, but we'll get onto that soon. Well, no, I think it was on 19, and obviously we've lost our Gorball from that really annoying guy poking us. Now, hopefully we're a bit out of his way, so he can't quite get back to us. Here. Oh, we have... Oh, there's... Oh, so the vampires have here, but the greenskins also had up there, so that is interesting. I am a little scared by how much the wood elves are spreading behind me. They're kind of doing what Queek was doing as well. They're spreading everywhere behind me, which is a little scary because they are actually quite powerful. Anyway, next turn we're going to hit Karak Izor, and then we're going to start our moves on Karak Izor. I guess the one benefit with the wood elves taking these places behind me is that they can't then get recaptured by the dwarfs or any of the human settlements. Okay, so my main Gorbal is back ready for duty. And now it's time for some fun. We only have one of our Gore herds here, so we're going to hold a turn and wait for them to get closer, and then we will hit this. In which point you can actually do a little bit of recruiting. But I can't actually put him into that stance, so I've obviously moved him a little bit too much. Okay, we're going to go for the Embrace of Chaos now, which is our last one, which is going to take a big chunk of our cash out. That means we're going to start really pushing through our techs now. Like I said, soon I'm going to build up a little bit of money, and we're going to push out a third horde. And then we're really going to just start, at which point we're going to be able to hopefully start just really burning through and damaging all of our targets and clearing out all these things. Now it does, the fact that people like the vampires are doing well is actually going to make the Empire potentially easier for us to deal with. So we're going to have a look at that, and then we're going to work out where we are moving on from here. But hopefully... Hopefully it's not going to be too bad with our pushing up into the Empire. Now we should have both of our hordes with us. We've got a choice of these. Let's take the leadership. Extra leadership is always good for the Beastmen. This is now a nice easy auto. 21k, guys. That's how long then. That's because they've held this for a nice long amount of time. Right, let's level up Mr. Malagor again. We're taking this one now. Oh no, actually I was going down these two, wasn't I? This is still very nice because debuffing the enemy leadership is always good because it makes them break a lot easier. I'm going to take that one, then we're going to push up these a little bit, and we will start pushing down the red tree soon as well. Okay, we're going to hold here a turn. You can do a little bit of recouping. In fact, we're going to hold here and do a little bit of recouping, and then we're going to push on Izor, Karak Izor. In fact, I'm going to push here. One of my armies going to raid while the other stays hidden. I'm going to go for this one. Okay, and let's end turn. Again, so let's see. Okay, so the Empire does look like we've only really got one human faction left, so you know, we're gonna be coming up against some. Wow, those vampires are power. They've got a lot of troops, so I want to keep the vampires on side because they've got a lot of troops. But no, it does look like the Empire might have confederated with everybody up there, which could make the Empire a very difficult side to deal with. Especially, and the dwarfs seem to have done a lot of confederation as well. So that's going to put me in a much more difficult situation as I start expanding. But if I have 3 armies, especially as I can keep my hordes together, unlike Chaos, I can really start pushing into them as I start building up more hordes. Because when I need to, I can come together. You know, I can split off into sort of slightly smaller subsections, and then I can come together as I need to. Why can't I? Oh, I'm wrong. I was a little confused then. Oh, and we have another Beastman tribe here. Let's say hello to the Red Horns. Okay, and end turn again. We'll start raiding one of those guys next turn, and the other can stay in. The other one can actually stay in. Words. The other one can stay in. Encampment starts to build up, then we'll swap them over, and if we're lucky, we'll get somebody attacking us. Wow, those vampires are powerful. I can leave them alone. I'm not fussed by the vampires at the moment. By the I think they're von Carsteins, so you know, I'm more than happy to leave them there for the time being. So. Because I just don't necessarily need to be taking them on. They're not one of my primary targets at this point in the game, guys. As I said, the Empire is and the Dwarfs are. So I'm going to really start hammering up against them. I think while I'm here, I may as well try and clear out this chunk of mountains now that they're cut off. Though they're cut off already. So that could offer me some very good things. So Karak Izor. They just hammered Karak Izor, but I think they got beaten. Because they stopped. Though I don't necessarily want the Red Bull to... Oh, can I force them to confederate with me? No, that's not going to happen. I'd have to beat them to force them to confederate with them. Oh, I've got my other Gorball back now. No, it was worth a try. Okay, so you can go into my other army. You can start raiding. This is a good place to raid in, obviously. You can sneak up close. Ah, I used the wrong thing. Right. No, I don't have one, which I was hoping I had something here which would... Ah, that's it. No, it's just success chance. Is there one which makes me safer from being attacked? I don't think there is, which is a bit annoying. Oh, let's take this one for the time being, and then we're going to start pushing through everything else. Okay, and let's end turn. And soon we will pressure Karak Izor. Okay, let's see what this other Beastmen faction is going to do. Certainly the vampires are... They don't mind me. They're not upset with me. I would probably want to keep it that way, because actually having them popping that wedge in there is good. especially if I can draw them into wars with some of the other factions. In fact, if I can draw them into a war with the High Elves, the Wood Elves, that would be very beneficial for me and really help out. So we might look at that as well. Okay, so obviously we've got Clan Moors. All of these guys going through, and I think they hold quite a bit of territory here, which is also good because the Skaven will definitely be peppering away at the Dwarves, because the Skaven and the Dwarves are definitely not friends. I'm very tempted to hit that Beastman tribe, because if I can confederate it, that's useful, and if I hit them, I might be able to force them back and then force them to confederate. I don't quite know how Beastmen work, though, with that sort of thing. Right, so you can go back into this for a couple of turns while you raid away, because I'm getting a lot of income from here. Let's build this up while we do that, and... let's get myself another unit of Centaurs while they're building up. Just take this guy back up to 20. I do still want to get a... no, I don't necessarily... I'd like to get a Sigor in here, but I have to... it's working out what I want to replace to do that, so... just wondering if I do want to get him on a mount at some point. Okay guys, so this is just saying I've not moved these guys. I'm not actually necessarily planning on moving these guys this turn, so let's end turn. Well, so we do have my Bray herd there, and that's not going to last too long if I don't start attacking, if I don't stay aggressive. Alright, we have a Dwarf agent heading up against us now. But if I, Karak Izor is obviously going to be a very good thing. But Karak Izor, all the vampires appear to be friends with the dwarfs, which is odd. That's not something that I would usually expect, but things do change. So one thing you do see while you're going for all of these turns is when it's on them, it gives you, when it's on their turn, it gives you everybody else's relationships to whoever you're currently looking at. Not here, but if I look at somebody else... I am going to take a defensive alliance with Queek, because that means anybody who declares war on me also declares war on Queek, but it also potentially means that he'll go to war with people like the dwarfs to help me if he's not already at war with them. Okay, we're nearly back around to me. You see how long this is taking? I can't even see most of these factions. Imagine how long this will take with a faction like the High Elves, where you see everybody you're training with. Wow, that's annoying.
Welcome to my realm. Let no man say refuse.
Oh wow, they are at war with me. Okay, that is annoying. You are regenning nicely. We're going to swap over next turn. Okay, so we've got really important things there. Oh no, I want to take this one because that's a really good buff as well.
Malagor.
And skip and wait. Then we're going to swap over, give these guys a couple of turns just to regen. I might even just re-recruit a couple of units, but yeah, do a bit of merging and re-recruit a couple of units. But we'll get that army up to scratch, and then we will hit Karak Izor, and hopefully we'll have the Redhorn tribe helping us as well if they're not sieging there already. Which will mean we'll be able to smash that settlement, which will get us a lot of money. Though it's going to be I imagine it's going to be a hard fight to take there, guys. So we shall see what happens. Then we'll move down to Karak. Basically, while I'm here, I'm going to start clearing out all the dwarf holds around here, and so that other people can move into them, even if it is the Wood Elves. No. Why would I give you that to join? I'm not that fussed, guys. I do get confused by some of the things they ask. It's like, I'm not going to pay them a fortune to declare war on somebody I'm not even that worried about at the moment. Okay, the Dark Moon. Okay, we're going to take the full replenishment again, actually, because that means we can get ourselves into an aggressive situation much faster here, because we will be fully replenished next turn. You can start raiding as well now, and we are getting an absolute fortune out of here. Okay, so what do we want? We've gone down this one fully. Let's start that one, because this increases the amount of magic I start with as well, which is very good. And let's start raiding closer. And then next turn we are going to go and start sieging Karak Izor. You can see the dwarfs have an army coming my way here, because they can obviously tell what I'm doing, and this is one of their most... This is probably one of their best settlements, because it's one of the starting dwarf cities for one of the dwarven factions. So taking here will have a big impact on the dwarves. So I don't know if the dwarves are also fighting the vampires. I do want to pay attention to what the high elves are doing, because they are a little worrying. Because they do have a lot of things. They could still come at me with lots of armies at once. So I do just want to try and be aware of what they're doing. And this is more of a dangerous area because of that. However, with my 2 hordes together, I'm quite sure I can take them. And if I get 3 or 4 hordes, you know, certainly if I get that other horde up, I can really start pushing. In fact, I'm potentially going to start pushing that horde in the next few turns, because I want to get more hordes out, because simply because there's so much nastiness going on around me. Okay, so they want me to get me the Trickster's Shard. Eliminate in battle a lord belonging to any of these factions. Right. She's weapon strength for Minotaur units, negative enemy leadership, extra campaign movement, that's always useful. And let's get him a let's get him his own Gorbel. That's good, gives him a lot of extra damage. Okay, I think we'll hold here 1 turn, simply because I can't build them. I can't bring him up because he can't move this turn. And what I might do is I might funnel a few higher level units over to him from some of my other hordes. Okay, so we're going to end 1 more turn, and then we're going to start moving up. And we're going to start building up that 3rd horde. Now what I actually want to do is I want him to be the one who initiates the attack, because that means... Actually no, I'm definitely not going to be... Whoa! You can fall back. Why didn't I get both armies reinforcing there? It just put him in an unfortunate position. However, that means next turn we're doing some dwarf killing, guys. We are going to go in and we are going to... Well, I tried to get a new horde, guys. That didn't really work particularly well for me. Oh wow. I think they're coming for me, guys. So yes, I might actually not be going for Karak Izor, and I might just be getting the hell out of here, because that's a lot of undead coming for me. Yeah, I will take your money at this point. Damn. And I'm actually in a tricky position because if I underway out of here, I'm potentially going to be hit by the dwarfs as well, guys. So, this is making this a bit more tricky, guys. So we're going to have to just pay a little bit of attention on what to do. Oh, I'm allied with these guys. I can see, I thought Queek had more settlements than that. I am going to be honest. I thought he was a lot stronger than that. I don't know if it shows me all his settlements, but I think it does. Anyway, guys, we are at 30 minutes. So, to find out how I'm going to do in my next set of battles, which I think are coming, you're going to have to watch next time. So sorry to be doing that and leaving us on a little bit of a cliffhanger. I'm going to have a good think about whether I want to run away or fight. I know you're all going to say fight, but if I fight, it could all go very wrong. I might just fight, and if it goes very wrong, we can always come back and try the other way. I'm really annoyed about losing that horde, because that was a big chunk of wealth. Sorry, a big chunk of growth just thrown away there, guys. Anyway, guys, as always, thank you very much for watching, and until next time.